crazy here. But I thought I'd get on camera really quickly and just discuss a few thoughts that I was thinking about the Holy Spirit. Because a lot of people have problems or have trouble trying to figure out if it's the Holy Spirit speaking to them or if it's themselves. And a lot of times the Holy Spirit will speak to you through your thoughts, through your mind, through a nudging to you in your heart, And I guess the best way that I've been able to figure out if it's the Holy Spirit or not is I'm always in tune with the Holy Spirit because I'm always talking to God and I'm always communing with God. I have a relationship with God that is closer to me than me and my husband's relationship is. It's something that I just can't really explain to you. It's unexplainable. My relationship with God is like, He's here, He is here, He's there, He's inside of me, But I think about, like me, I've never really been a smart person. Like, if you want to say in the world per se. I was an A-B student in school. Till this day, I still have to think about what's my left and my right hand. I know that sounds crazy and I know that sounds silly, but a lot of things that make sense to a lot of people in the world today don't make sense to me. I don't understand it. So when God puts something in me, or when it's a thought inside of me, or when it's a nudging inside of me, it's something that didn't come from me, that I wouldn't have been able to come up with on my own, because I'm not savvy, I'm not world smart at all, or even smart to begin with. Algebra, I couldn't do algebra for the life of me in school. I passed it with a C, that's the best I could do in algebra, and I did my best. I even went to the teacher for extra help to try to get it. Until this day, I still don't understand algebra. It just wasn't my forte. So when I went to, when I had to go through algebra 1 and 2 in high school, to graduate, this is the honest truth. I'm giving you guys the honest truth. When I was graduating high school, I had to go back to basic math. Since I had to have math as a core class in the 12th grade, I was in the outbound program. I had to have math to graduate, and so I had them take me all the way back to basic math. I'm talking about like 5th grade math, in order to pass to get my diploma. That's the God honest truth, because by the time that I remember in 9th grade they had me take algebra 1, in 10th grade they had me take algebra 2, in 11th grade we had to take geometry, and then in 12th grade we had to take, it was what was it? Was it calculus or trigonometry or something like that? I could not do that. I couldn't do it. I mean, if I wanted to pass and get my diploma, they had to put me in something that I was going to be able to take to pass. And that was basic math, 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4, 6 times 7, basic math, basic multiplication, basic addition and subtraction. I couldn't do trigonometry and algebra and portions and angles, and I don't understand any of that. So they had to take me back to that. So what I'm trying to tell you is the Holy Spirit when I know it's the Holy Spirit, I know it's something that's not from me, because it's something that I wouldn't have come up with, just like when I did that video about the beet and the cookie the other day. I'm not smart enough to come up with that in my own mind, in my own head. I'm not smart enough. The Holy Spirit had to put that inside of me in order to make that an inspired thought to give to you all, and even to myself, to edify myself, because that's how the Holy Spirit works. He comes in through my thoughts and through my mind and through my heart. And that's how I know it's Him. That's how I know it's the Holy Spirit, because it's not me. It's not something I would have been able to come up with on my own, I'm not your average Joe, I'm telling y'all, even till this day when I cook, let's just say I'm doing instant rice. I'm just using that as an example. I still have to read the box, even though I know, like, in my head, okay, it's 1 cup of water, 1 cup of rice, but I still go to the box just to make sure, but that's just how I am. Like, naturally, I'm not I'm smart, but I'm not smart. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, just the littlest things I have to think about. Okay, so if I have to make a left turn or a right turn, I have to think about the hand that I write with is my right hand, so that is a right. My left hand is the one I don't write with, so that's a left. That's how I have to think about it in my mind. Just to, if somebody were to tell me to turn right or left, I don't know automatically what's right and left. I have to think about, okay, this is my right hand, so that's the right. You know, I gotta write with this right, and then I write with this hand, that's right. Okay, I don't write with this hand, so that's left. You know, I have to think about it that way in my mind, and that's in a lot of things. Like when people tell me a joke, 9 times out of 10 I don't get it. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it until they have to explain it to me, and then I get it. That's how I understand things. So when the Holy Spirit drops something in my spirit, He puts it in my spirit in a way that I will understand it, and in a way that others will understand it as well. If I'm uttering it, if I'm exhorting it, you know. That's why, like when I think about Jesus, when he taught in parables, in stories, because that's how people will understand them. You know, he didn't teach in the way that like let's just say in a scientific way. You know, a scientist, the way that they think, they're going to speak in scientific terms. Or like a mathematician, they're going to think of everything in math wise. Jesus taught in parables because he knew that that was the way that people would be able to understand and relate, is in a story, explaining, explanations. That's how Jesus even taught. So that's how the Holy Spirit teaches me. He explains things. He teaches me in things in an analogy that I understand. Because if you were to come at me and say, you know, explain a hurricane to me, I'm not gonna understand it until you actually sit, you know, in a scientific way, until you actually tell me in layman's terms how a hurricane spins around itself and how the wind, you know, creates itself and how the ocean does that. You know, you gotta explain it to me in layman's terms. Otherwise, I don't understand one word you're saying. You know, you sound like you're from 2075, you know, whenever you're speaking in scientific terms to me. I don't understand. So I hope that this helped you guys in any way. But as I always say, you know, it comes with time for you to understand, for you to decipher if it's you or if it's the Holy Spirit speaking to you. And that comes with a strong relationship with God and with the Holy Spirit. You got to be in tune with the Holy Spirit. Otherwise, how are you going to know? It's just like whenever you meet somebody, let's just say you meet somebody, you're on a date. You don't know anything about that person until you actually get to know them by asking them questions, by spending time with them. Same thing with the Holy Spirit. You're not going to know the Holy Spirit unless you spend time with God and in your word and in prayer and in the Holy Spirit. Actually spend time there, you know, sit there and hush your mouth for sometimes, you know, and just listen, spend some time with God, ask questions. Think, you know, allow the Holy Spirit to come into you, into your thoughts, and think. You know what I mean? You've got to actually spend time, or otherwise you will not ever know what's the difference. Is this me? Is this the Holy Spirit? Is this me? Is this the Holy Spirit? You're going to always be questioning that because you don't know who the Holy Spirit is to begin with. So you've got to get in tune with the Holy Spirit by spending time with the Holy Spirit, okay? I love you guys. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.